Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living organization to Yog Vaashishtha session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के सायंकाल के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। टुडे वी हैव रीच्ड ऑन डे 52, 52वें सत्र में हम लोग पहुंच चुके हैं। रोज की तरह अपने इस सत्र की शुरुआत हम लोग 3 बार ओम का उच्चारण करके करते हैं। अपने सारे जूम के पार्टिसिपेंट्स, सारे यूट्यूब के व्यूअर्स और अपने सारे फेसबुक के व्यूअर्स, इन सभी का भी आज के इस सत्र में स्वागत है। लेट्स बिगिन विद द सेशन। लेट्स ऑल क्लोज अवर आईज। अपनी आंखें बंद कर ले। सिट कंफर्टेबली। रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी हो। एक साधारण सांस अंदर ले और छोड़ दे। एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले और सांस को धीरे धीरे छोड़ते छोड़ते अपने भूतकाल का त्याग कर वर्तमान क्षण में आ जाए। यह वर्तमान क्षण नया है। इस नए क्षण का स्वागत ओम के नाद से करते हैं। ओम का नाद करने के लिए एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले गुरु का आवाहन कर लें। आवाहनम 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 पुनः पुनः गुरु वंदना कर ले। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरु से प्रार्थना कर ले। अपने मुख से निकलने वाले हर एक शब्द, हर एक वाणी अपने सारे कर्म एवं विचार अपने बुद्धि के अंदर जागृत होने वाला विवेक अपने स्मृति के अंदर तैयार हो रहे संस्कार यदि हो रहे हो तो, और यदि अब भी अहम का थोड़ा भाव बाकी है तो वह भी गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना करें। अपने भीतर और बाहर गुरु का सानिध्य महसूस करते हुए धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो। जय गुरुदेव। वी आर स्टिल सेलिब्रेटिंग गणेशा फेस्टिवल। तो आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत हम लोग गणपति की आरती से ही करते हैं। I'll share my screen. Let's do the Ganesha. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्य कोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्व कार्येषु सर्वदा। यह सुख करता आपके जीवन में वह परमानेंट सुख लाए, यह दुख हरता आपके जीवन से सारे दुखों को हर ले, यह विघ्न हरता आप जिस पथ पे जिस मार्ग पे निकल पड़े हो आपके जीवन से सारे विघ्नों को भी यह गणपति बापा हर ले। इसी प्रार्थना के साथ, इसी आशीर्वाद के साथ आज के सत्र की हम लोग शुरुआत करते हैं। हमने कल अपना जो उत्पत्ति प्रकरण है, उत्पत्ति प्रकरण की समाप्ति की और हम लोग अभी स्थिति प्रकरण में पहुंच चुके हैं। ऑन एग्जिस्टेंस, ये जो उत्पत्ति होने के बाद में यह जो दिखता है, जो वर्तमान काल में जो हमें यह जगत दिखता है, इस जगत की चिकित्सा कई सारी ऋषियों ने, मुनियों ने की है। और यहाँ पे वशिष्ठ मुनि भी इसी के ऊपर हमें, या रामचंद्र जी को यहाँ पे इस स्थिति की प्रकरण की सच्चाई यहाँ पे बयान कर रहे। इस स्थिति प्रकरण के दौरान। तो जैसे हमने उत्पत्ति प्रकरण में भी अलग अलग प्रकार की कहानियों के माध्यम से बहुत सारा गहरा गूढ़ आत्मज्ञान जो था उसको प्राप्त किया, तो यहाँ पे भी अलग अलग कहानियों के माध्यम से वशिष्ठ मुनि रामचंद्र जी को यह सारे कंसेप्ट यहाँ पे समझाते हुए दिखते हैं। तो जैसे ही शुरुआत होती है वहां पे वशिष्ठ मुनि फिर से बताते हैं कि यह जो दृश्य जो जगत है, यह जो वर्तमान काल में भी दिखता है, यह भी एक मिथ्या ही है। इसे हे राम तुम मिथ्या जानकर ही इसके प्रति अपने आप को इसी तरह से डील करो, और यह सब अपने मन का ही खेल है, इस मन के ही खेल को तुम देख के इसको आप देखो। So similarly, when it continues, this story continues, he continued to explain Vashishta Muni that, look, this after the creation of this universe, now the existence of this universe itself, which appears to you in the present moment, is also just an illusion. You deal with it in the same way. Now, how to do that? So he said it is the matter of your chitta. This chitta itself have created all these things. So you'll have to go ahead and deal with your chitta only. You'll have to go ahead and deal with your mind only. And now to explain this, he keeps on telling various different viewpoints, points of views. And he also communicate and keeps on telling the different stories, just like the one which we have seen in the creation of this universe, Utpatti Prakaran. So now he continues with Rama asked one question that just like similar to the pot the potter makes, and he uses the mud, he uses the wheel, and he uses the stick to rotate that wheel, and all these are supportive environmental factor for the potter to actually create a pot. So in this same manner, if we see that this particular universe is created, and in this universe, when it is created, that Atman, that Brahman, Paramatma, Shiva, whatever name you call, that way it has created this. So is it not that it also had a similar kind of support system, or it did not have anything? And when it is said to be like this, what is it this? We also seen in Shrutis that it has been said that once the Brahman is created, it goes into, it dissolves, and when the next Brahman is created, it is created out of the Hiranyagarbha, and the Hiranyagarbha has the Smriti of it, which using which it creates it. So what is the reality here? Kindly explain me. Such kind of question Rama asks, and he raises such things. That is it this? So here Vashishta Muni guides Rama, and he says that Rama, whatever the sankalpa you are talking about, and whatever the memory also you are referring to, these are just the subject of again the mind, and even the experience of that is not the real. That is not truth. So how is it so? So here he explains that Rama, there is something called as Prajapati. Prajapati is the Brahmadev. No, so this Brahmadev at the time of Utpatti, this world doesn't seems to be exist. It just kind of there in the sthiti. It's just there as an existence. This is what has been said. But in reality, it has no such existence, neither before the creation, neither after the creation, neither during the creation. There is no such existence of this world. So what happens then? And then if we say that this particular universe itself is not having its existence, how can there be an existence of mind? And if the mind itself is not existed over there, how can there be an existence of this memory, where the memory will come into picture? So it is just like saying that in the space itself, the big tree is actually got sprouted, and it has formed the big tree. Oh, this is something which is seems to be very impossible, and it is saying like this, it is equivalent to that. No, so this Paramatma, whatever we call, is a Bija Swarup. It is the root of everything. That is the only thing that exists everywhere. All the other things, the matter that seems to be created out of that bija, but in reality, it has not created any such bija. This bija, this has not created any such things. It is just an illusionary. It is just an illusion of the mind itself. This mind itself doesn't have its existence, and it has created all these things. So they are also completely illusionary in nature. So here Vashishtha Muni also explains the difference between the bija, then the bij and bijankur, and the sprouting process of the seed and its sprouting process and forming into tree. That's all happens in a this physical world. That is something which can be perceived by our panchendriya, no, the five senses. Now, that cannot be compared with the Atma. That cannot, the one which it says that it is Nirakar, it doesn't have any form, has never taken a birth, it never diminished, it is continuously in nature, it is smaller than the smallest, not visible with your eyes, not able to perceive with your five senses. How can we compare that Bijankura process, that seed and sprouting process and becoming tree process with this Atman? No? So these are two different things. These are like comparing orange with the apple. So even though when it is said that in Shruti, it is being said that we can apply this principle of neti, neti, na iti. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. If you go and see the end of that, ultimately what one realize is that these things, I am, and these are the things which are not Atman. No, these are not, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. So finally we reach to the point that this things, this matter, visible matter, is not that what that is, and that is something different than this. That is what the experience ultimately one takes. And then this Paramatma and the Chaitanya, or that Shiva, that Brahman, it has created those things and it has experienced those matter, is also not said anywhere. No? So how can we say that? So in summary here he says that the people who have really experienced this Atman, no, Tattvajnani, Atmagyani, the self-realized souls, from their perspective, this Brahman is not the seed of this creation of this universe. It means it is not created out of it. It is just an illusion. It is created, but it has never ever created any such thing. So because of that fact, this cannot be the seed of that. That is what is been said here. So even if you see it from a perspective of the people who are not yet realized this knowledge, so even if you see that from their perspective also, what do they say? They say that this Atma is Sadrup and it is even Ekrup. No, so it has to be one with the entire universe. So if it is so small that you cannot even think about it, that itself appears to be very asat to them. No? So if that Atma itself appears asatya, then how can that become some root cause of creation of this universe? Again, even from their perspective also, this cannot be the root cause for that. So even if you see from the perspective of a knowledgeable one, and even if you see from the perspective of the again knowledgeable people, we can still derive that this Atman Chaitanya is not the root cause of creation of this universe. That is what is been said here. So what happens then? This Brahman, that Chaitanya, takes the swarupa of the Chitta, and now this Chitta, again imaginary only. In reality, nothing happens. Imaginary only, and then that Chitta again starts imagining all these other things. So all these different things that we see, Prakash and Chaya, the light and its shadow, the Agni and the Barfa, means the fire and the ice, which appears to be opposite in nature. How can Chaitanya, which is completely formless, can be compared with something which is completely opposite in nature, something which is jad? We cannot even, how can it will have the astitva of this? It cannot have the this jad, and all these things cannot be there in the Chaitanya. That Chaitanya is something which is completely different than this, completely So that is what is been said here. Now, why we need to go through this details and what is it that we can say about it? No? So what are the reason for understanding this, how it is going to help us? So that is where now the Vaashishtha Muni is explaining that when we experience anything, there are 4 types of experiences we have. No, so when something is not there, that is called as abhava. Something which does not, is not there, it's called, that is non-existence of that, is called as abhava. Now this abhava means non-existent, experienced, has 4 types of experience. Non-experience we get in 4 types. No, so the first type is said is a prak abhava. For example, if you take an example of the pot, the pot which is made of out of mud, and if you break that pot, the pot's mud is still there, the dust is still there, and in your mind that pot is not disappeared. It is still, you know that okay, this could be the pot, and pot has such shape. So in the mind, the pot still have, so that the next time when pot comes in front of you, you immediately say, okay, this is the pot, because it has been stored in your memory and the mind, that is still there. And the moment we get, so is that pot completely disappeared? Physically it might have broken, but still it is there. So we cannot call that as a atyanta bhav, means it is not completely diminished, it is still exist in your mind. So looking at this example, there are 4 states. The first state is the prak abhava. Prak abhava means before the creation of that pot, whatever the abhava that existed, means the purvakarin abhava, means the prior to that, that condition is called as prak abhav or prak abhav. Then what happens? There is an ananyo bhav. Ananyo bhav means the one which ghata, that pot, is it actually does it exist in the cloths, that pot exists in the pot? No, it doesn't. Does that exist anywhere else, in any other matter? No, it doesn't exist. So that sthiti, that abhava of a pot, is called as ananyo bhav. It is not there. No? Then when the pot is broken, that is called as dhvamsa, means it is broken. So that bhav is called as pradhvansa bhav. Means the pot is actually just broken, and now it has disappeared in the sight. A darshan is there, it has lop zala. Can we say that it's that atyanta bhav? We cannot say that. No, it has just disappeared in the sight, but still it is exists. So that is just a pradhvansa bhav, means it's just broken down. And the last one is atyanta bhav. Atyanta bhav means all the above 3 doesn't exist, because this particular thing, this gata, nothing can relate us to that pot. There is no such science that can show you that the pot exists. That bhava is atyanta bhava. So we need, what is that we need to do? Why we are understanding this is, we have to take ourselves means our mind, into the state of atyanta bhav, that this jaga, this mind itself is not there. We have to kill this mind, we have to drop this mind, so that the world which appears to be created because of this mind will also disappear. Because we have just now seen that if we get into this approach that this particular world exists, and now I will put an effort to destroy it, nashta. So that becomes very difficult process. So instead of that, they also explain the concept of something called as dharma and the dharmi. So the dharma is the gunas. No, for example, your tamarind is sour in nature, that is the guna dharma. No, So similarly, this mind also has certain things which is its gunadharma. So that gunadharma is the dharma, and the one which carries it, that tamarind itself, is the dharmi, means the one which have that guna in it, have that qualities in it. So it is the quality of mind to project the world. So when the mind, the dharmi itself will not exist, what is it that it will project? Automatically the world also will disappear. That's the purpose. Why to make this world disappear? Why to make this world think that this doesn't exist? It is because that this mind assumes, takes the form of a karta and the bhokta, because it start perceiving grahan shakti, it start perceiving the things from the outer world and then suffer. So now if we want to get rid of these cravings, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, all these chandripus, no, your entanglement, your cravings, your anger, your jealousy about any certain things, no, you feel bad, your sorrow and all these things, outward things, and wanting to get a small little bit of pleasure from outside, which is limited in nature, then your mind wants unlimited and becomes dukhi, becomes sorrowful. We have to get rid of all these things and establish ourselves into the Paramananda, Chidananda, that is the blissful state. That is what the purpose is. So all these things, while we are understanding is to, we need to drop this mind. We need to get rid of this mind. So these are the four bhavas that are explained. So now he continues to apply this, how it can help us to drop the actual mind. So this is where he says that once this mind reaches to the state, we have to keep on training it into getting into this atyanta bhava, means this mind itself doesn't exist. No, it is abhava. Abhava means it doesn't exist. Abhava is there. So non-existence. You have to get into that state where the non-existence of this mind is there. Then this entire world also will disappear. What will happen because of that? The vasanas which are there, the cravings and the desires which are there in the mind, that also is somewhere it is there hidden in your mind. And even if the outer world seems to be disappeared, it will still exist in your mind and you will not become free. You will not be able to dissolve your mind. No, still it will remain. So if that is the situation, we can call that situation that certain things have disappeared outside, but it is still there in your mind. So it is not atyanta bhav. It is just similar to the pradvansa bhav, is what we can say. That the second one, that pot has broken down, the outer world has broken down, but it is still there in your mind. So what is the use? Again, you are stuck. Again, it will get entangled into that cravings and those desires, and again it will start creating new things in the mind itself. So you are not free from that. So likewise, if it says that this, then it becomes a bada, then it becomes an obstacle in for you to dissolve your mind and get into within yourself. So our aim should be to remove this obstacle and get into that atyanta bhava, means abhava, means this non-existence of mind will automatically get into non-existence of this world. And how do we do that? No, this is, that is through the adhisthana, that is through abhyasa one has to do. So because of that one, once through the study, through the abhyasa, through the adhisthana, tapa, yoga, pranayama, meditation, sudarshan kriya, knowledge, satsanga, sadhu sangati, all these different tools, when we get and get that experience of that I am the Brahman, nothing else is there other than Brahman, this as an anubhava, this as an self-realization, not as a reading. Not just by reading you will get it. See, you say this should be your own experience, that this is like this. Other than this, there is no other way to diminish this sorrow. There is no other way. This is there is no other way to diminish this sorrow in life. So this karma, that is karma means ichcha, the desire, and then the karma, what we think through actions and its impression, and the vasana are the desires. These are this root cause of that is again your chitta, and till your chitta, till your mind exists, it is not, will not be able to get rid of these ichcha, desires, karma, the impressions, and the vasanas, the desires. So it is just like that. Even if you try to do that, it is just like closing your eyes. So it will appear that this has disappeared for your sight, but in reality it is still in your mind, and it won't help you. So these things, dropping them forcibly, if you attempting to drop this forcibly, that I renounce this world, I renounce this, that will again become an obstacle. So we are not supposed to even reject that. That also will not help. The only thing is that, okay, that is also Brahman. This is also only and only Brahman. So when we start seeing that Shiva, that consciousness, that Chaitanya everywhere, then the physical forms of the things will disappear, and it will appear everything is just one. There is only one thing that exists, is just that Brahman. And then with this thought process, when this is fully established, you will be able to drop this Satchitita Ananda, Satchidananda, both Swarup, it will come to you, and then you will be able to drop this. Now the Vaashishtha Muni continues to explain that what is this outer world that is there, how does it exist. So he says that it is like a Paramanu, means it's like Anu and Paramanu. So it is like that atom, and within that one atom there is this concept of time and desh, means the distance, and the things means the matter, no, and all other things, all these different state, or the day, everything, this presence of different lokas, presence of this multiple universe, no, all these things appears to be in one atom. So now one atom, how many such atoms are there? He said, just like if there is a sunlight which falls from the window, and then it's a ray that we see, and in that ray we see so many dust particles. Likewise, there are so many universes. There are so many different universes, like Paramanus. Like just like one dust particle, there are so many Paramanus. There are so many atoms like this, and in that atom also, inside there is another Brahman. In that also there is another Brahman. So there is a series of such universes, n number of them. We don't even know how many of them. So all these things are there. No. So if you see that this one which is the Brahman, and the one which is assuming this, it has to be your own experience. Swayam Anubhav has to be there, that I am this Brahman and I am different than all these things. Yeah, I am one with this. Anyone kind of understanding can lead us to that. So what happens when this becomes true? Then the person becomes the Jitendriya. Jitendriya means the one who have a say over control on its senses. It becomes the Jitendriya. So how to do that? Again, if you have a say over your mind, then you will be able to have a say over your Indriya, because Indriya, the five senses in itself doesn't do anything. It is the mind which control of that, and then you will be able to completely dissolve this. Then you will become a Jitendriya. You will be having a say over your control. You will be able to control them the way you want. Then Vaashishtha Muni continues to explain that this Adhyatma Shastra, this spirituality, and the satsang, being with the company of the good people, using these things together, one can win this Indriya, those five senses. One will be able to in this, and once done that happen, then one will get into this Atyanta Bhava, means abhava of this non-existence of this Drishya, the sight, means the word. One can reach there. So when we say that this is there, this Jagat Rupi and this peace of mind, it's also at the level of mind. So you might say that, wow, if we work on the mind, how it will actually disappear? This type of things may come into your mind, but do not think like that, because it is the mind which has projected this world. So when it is eliminated at that root cause, automatically this world will eliminate. You will able to come out of this. And then he explains that dharma and adharma, the way the flower has the fragrance in it, the way the sesame has the oil in it. Similarly, the intelligent Purush, he has that gunas into it. Similarly, that is called as dharma and dharmi, means the one which has those qualities and the one which holds those qualities. So that is the jagat, this is the universe, who holds it? It is the chitta. Chitta is the mind, it projects it, it holds it. So once the chitta is diminished, automatically this world also will diminish, and then associated sufferings which are caused by the world also will, you will become free. So making a process of freedom, are you trying to make your body free? Body doesn't have to do anything. Are you trying to make yourself free, Atma free? It is already free. What is it that you are trying to make free? You are trying to make your mind. To make your mind free is to dissolve the mind, because until this mind exists, it will keep on doing its nature. It will keep on acting. So we need to do this manonash, means we have to dissolve this mind, is what is being said here. Very beautifully he explained that. Now, so Vasishtha Muni explains that now that you have understood this, you have understood how these things is there in the mind itself, and we also seen it in the case of Induputra and Lavan Raja. Vrittanta, I already told you that true facts. I already told you about them. Now let me tell you one more beautiful story. The story of Bhruguputra, the son of Bhrugu, and his name is Shukra. Venus, Shukra. So that Shukra, the story of that Shukra, not story, it is also another Vrittanta, means it is a real story. It's a real thing that have happened, is what he's telling. Hakikat isko bolte hai, he's saying. So he continues to explain the story of this Bhruguputra now. So he says that Bhrugu is one such sage, very, very powerful sage. He is sitting there on the mountain called Mandara, and this story is also very famous by the dialogue between the Bhrugu and the Kala. Kala means that infinite time, Kala, Mrityu. So their dialogue, because that will come. So this story is also famous with that thing. So this Bhrugu Rishi, this sage Rishi Bhrugu, is sitting on the mountain called Mandara, and he is completely submerged into his Ugra Tapasya. Completely he is into his tennis. He is doing the Dirgha Tapasya. So he also have very, very intelligent, very, very smart, very young and charming son called Shukra. So now this Shukra is there. He is also doing his seva. He is serving his father. The father is completely into the samadhi state. He's taking care of that, and he plays on that. He spends his time. He is also he spends his time like this. So once upon a time, when he's sitting and observing what is going on in this universe, he happens to see that there is one Apsara that goes, that lady from the heaven, that is going, she's traveling. So he happens to look at her. The moment he looks at her, he love at first sight, he falls in love with her. And then it has been said that by that time she leaves. So he sits and closes his eyes, and through the mind itself, now in the mind itself, he starts fantasizing about her, and he assumes that, okay, now he has also, with his Sukshma Deha, Linga Deha, he has also created his own world. Manorajya is what is being said here. He creates his own in the Chitta Akash, that now he has also started following that Apsara, that lady, beautiful lady, and then she reaches near to the heaven, and now she has entered to the heaven. He also enters into the heaven. In the mind itself, he is imagining all these things. And there is a very beautiful description that has been given in the book. You can read the book about more descriptive things about it. So he enters into the heaven, and then that is where he see that Indra, the lord of heaven, Indra is sitting over there in Indra Loka. And he goes and bow down to him. Even the Indra also welcomes him and gives him a lot of honor and respect, makes him sit near to him. and invites him that let the Shukra spend some time in the Indraloka itself. He also accepts it, and he continued to spend his time over there. And then once upon a time, when he's kind of traveling and enjoying all that pleasures of heaven, he happens to see again that same Apsara. Then her name is Vishwachi. This is the name of that Apsara. So he sees the Vishwachi, that Apsara, and the moment he sees that, again he completely gets into that love, completely fallen in love with his own mano dhairya. It's sankalpa itself, he creates the darkness there. With that mana, with that mind power itself, he creates, there is one house, the very beautiful house to stay with, and both of them stays over there, and they continue to enjoy all the pleasures with each other. So likewise, there's a lot of time that is passed by. It says there are 32 yugas that are passed when they are just enjoying this life for them. This time passes away. So one fine day, he thinks that probably all his punya karma, that is the sanchit karma, punya karma, that is completely exhausted now. He has consumed all his good deeds, and now he feels that I'm going to fall now on the earth. And that is what exactly happens. That body gets dropped, and through the sukshma, that the subtle body, lingadeya, now they come to the planet. So like this, its story goes. And as the body of the Shukra was still there, it was completely gets into the state where it is completely dried out because of the sun. But still the wild animals are not daring to eat it, because it is the body of someone which is very good soul, punyatma. And also it is because of the tapa, the blessings of the father. As he is doing tapa, nothing can happen to that body. So it just go, and it just become the it just take the niyati works of it, and it just take the swam swarupa. It is just the completely dried out body, completely mud is there, and then all the small birds have entered into his nose, and that cavities, they stay over there in this cavity of stomach, the frog and all these things. So there is a state, they have explained it, how what is that happens with the body, but that body is still there. So then after some time, this Dhruvu comes out of his tapacharya, and when he looks around, looks around his son, where is he? He goes and see the body of that son. So looking at the body and the condition of the body, he becomes angry. And now see, how dare this Kal, means the death, how can this death dare to even take the prana of my son? Let me give him the curse. No, I'll curse the Kala now. Now the moment he is about to do this, the Kala appears to him in the form, and then there is a dialogue that goes on between the Bhrigu and the Kala. That is why this story is called the dialogue between the Bhrigu and Kala also. So that is where the Kala explains him what is that you are going to do. Like you, so many sages have come, so many Vishnus have come, so many Brahma have come, and I'm just doing my duty. You know it all, and it is very astonishing. It is very amazing that you people like you also get into such state, and you want to curse me. What do you think of yourself? Your curse will have any effect on me? Nothing can. Don't waste your energy. All that will happen, you will waste your energy only, and nothing will affect me. I'm beyond all these things. Don't do this. But then he also guides him what has happened to his son. He says that your son is right now, he has taken multiple births. Such and such things happen. He just went, and with his mind power itself, he started enjoying the pleasure and consumed everything. And now he has went into multiple different states. And now he has taken a swarupa of the Brahmana called Vasudev, and then he is doing the tapascharya. He has already attained that stage now. You can see with the help of your mind power, you will be able to see with the sight that vision. you will be able to see what is happening with him, and that conversation goes on between them. So that story continues. We'll look into the details of that story tomorrow, and listening to the story, Prabhu Ramchandra also raises so many questions, the question which probably now come into our mind also. So we'll continue this story, to be continued, TBD. We'll see it tomorrow. So for today, I will take a pause. आज मैं अपनी वाणी को विश्राम देता हूँ. This session, I would like to hand it over to you. Whatever the things that you have, if there are any questions related to today's topic, you are welcome to ask that. We can discuss about it. If you, whatever the takeaways that you have taken from this today's session, you can express that also. Or if any other experience you would like to share, you can share that. This session is over to you now. Unmute option is already made available. You will be able to unmute yourself and speak. Yeah, Jagati Sangitaji, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Someshwarji, for making it so simple that we could follow it easily. Really, actually. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And the takeaway is quite a lot, but then just to share a few of the points is like the story that we heard now, that was beautiful. We'll look into the story part of the questions that has been asked. So the story was also quite clear, everything. And we'll move ahead with that tomorrow. And in the before part also, there are so many things, so many takeaways are there that it is not possible, you know, ऐसे थोड़े से समय में भी बता दे. So it is like, as I was going through that, so I could see those, how to remove the mental conditionings. That was one of the part which I liked it. So we are saying that mind, the nature of the mind is just restlessness, right? So that restless mind is the nature of it. And then the tendencies are there, there are the conditions are there, and how these memories have come. Even that was a very good point, you know. How the memory arises in the mind is when you have those tendencies in you, inbuilt. And according to that, even the Lavanya Raja could have those tendencies in that. That's why he went and he saw that Swapna and he lived that life for 60 years. It is again connected to the tendencies that we store in our memory. You know, the thoughts, again, the thoughts which come up. But these thoughts also are the tendencies, you know, like somewhere I just heard in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, somebody asked, somebody says, you know, like, why doesn't Krishna goes to Duryodhana to explain? Why is he going to Arjuna? Arjuna already knows. Everything is so clear to him. So why Arjuna? Why not Duryodhana? So the answer is that Krishna has already gone to Duryodhana. But Duryodhana says, I know to fight is not a good thing. I know that. But the tendency is there within me, which I cannot select a good one. So I'm selecting this one, which is not good. I know, means he was aware of that. So those tendencies, are you getting the point what I'm saying? Did you get it? I can make it more simpler. You know, Krishna explains to Duryodhana, see, this is not good. Fighting is not good. You give some land to the Pandavas, everything will be all right. Just they are asking you some little piece of land. He says, I know everything. I know what is good and what is bad. But my inner mind is dragging me to that negative. So it is the same thing what Someshwarji said. Either your mind will drag you down or it will take you up means elevate you. So again, it is your choice, and it is the thoughts which are sown inside which pulls you down or which elevates you. So again, those descending steps and the ascending wisdoms that we saw, that is one of the best things. The seed of wakefulness is already there within you. But for some, it takes very lot of time, to have that seed sprouted. But some of them, they just come and they have that knowledge and they go ahead. So it is again those tendencies and those memories which are stored inside. But then once all this is cleared, again you have to go through all those. And then how they are cleared? By the ascending steps of the wisdom. Yeah, right. So you should have control and become introjit. That is what it is. Very good. Yes. But what happens? How to get that become introjit is, again, you have the ascending steps of the wisdom. That is your pure wish. That wish to come up on that level. Then you have the inquiry. As you go on doing the inquiry, what happens? Mind goes on becoming pure. This is not there, this is not required. Okay, we'll go ahead, we'll do that. The purity comes, keep on coming. Then the mind becomes more subtle and transparent. Slowly, gradually, it becomes. So all this keeps on happening. Then you establish in the truth. That is also more important. And that is what is liberation. I just have that thought in the mind is, okay, if you are binded with a chain, how much time, how many kadis? Chain is made of kadis. Ek mein ek kadi padti hai and you are tied with that. Okay. How long will it take to make yourself free? How many kadis do you want to open? How many will be open? Will be cut? Just one is enough now. If you cut one kadi also, what happens? You are liberated. So all this, what we are looking around is like, we have been looking through that mind, aisa mind. So just get that, kamzor kadi kaun si hai, just break it. आप हार्ड को तोड़ने बैठोगे तो बहुत हार्ड लगेगा. But be smart. कमजोर कड़ी को तोड़ दो, जल्दी से चेन खुल जाता. That is the point. So all this Yog Vaashishtha is taking us through this. It's been explaining us, seeker memory is there, intellect is there, then the mind is there, how it comes on. Then how you can see is looking into the objectivity. Those objects which keep on looking around. I had a very beautiful story in the morning to share. That objects, do we have the time or is it getting late? Someshwarji, what should I do?
Yeah, let's see if people have any questions or anything to say.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. So ultimately we have to reach to the Turiya Avastha. Yeah. So all this is the process. Yes. Please go ahead. Anybody would like to share anything?
Today's takeaways are a little bit different. I wanted to hear that. What are the today's actually takeaways?
Actually, I'll tell you openly if you want to hear. I didn't get the 4 types of experience. I didn't get it at all. I have been writing here, 4 bhavas are there. I tried to search in that also. I didn't get it. It was something out of that. So whatever I have, I shared it. Okay. I tried to actually make a...
I have gone through the English book. It is not there. So none of fault. It's not there. Not there covered in the English book.
So then the takeaways are also going to be something very different. Then there's only story then. That was it is, right?
So let's see. We will talk about it. We'll see. Tomorrow this will be presented in Hindi also and we'll explain. So unless until that takeaway is clear, I'm not going to proceed. हम लोग उसको बार-बार discuss करेंगे. We'll see that takeaway is firmly established. That is why we are here. We are in a study group. So we will see that takeaway is firmly established. Anybody else wants to say something or ask anything? We'll see. What is the outcome? What is the understanding of everybody? And we'll see. Then we'll talk about it. What are the takeaways?
Perfect. Yeah. Over to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Varsha ji, would you like to say something about the takeaways or anything, whatever is? Any question or anything? This is actually, it is not that straightforward. Itna straightforward nahi hai ye. No, there are a lot of intricacies that is been discussed today, and we need to really go one by one to start making sense to it. So we'll go through it. Nothing to worry. We are not in a hurry to finish this. we'll do it.
If you are following English, I think so we should stick to the English book, because it is not only going to be with me. Our viewers also won't get it because they are not from the Marathi one. No?
Look, we are completely going in a different direction, Sangeeta ji.
I know.
Because
We need to think also, okay, what are you taking, so that we come to know. See, I have been searching in the whole book here, there. I didn't find anything over there. So, well, abhava and going up into that, I don't know what I wrote. There was one point. Ananta bhava. Yeah. So from abhava to ananta bhava, those 4 also I didn't get it actually exactly.
That's okay. That's fine. We'll talk about it. Now let's pause that. Otherwise, it will go completely in a different direction. That's not the thing. If we did not get the point, it's okay. That's fine. No, it's okay. Just drop it, leave it. We will talk about it. Let us hear from other people what are their takeaways.
Perfect. Please go ahead. Please. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Varsha ji, please go ahead.
माझी 5-6 दिवस सेशन चुकली, पण मी नुसती वाचत होते स्वतः, प्रकरण वाचून झालं. पण हे महत्व लक्षात आलं की ग्रुप मध्ये आपल्याला जे समजतं आणि पुन्हा पुन्हा वेगवेगळ्या अँगलनी कानावर पडतं, तर त्याचीच जास्ती गरज आहे, हे मला या 5-6 दिवसात खूप जाणवलं. त्यामुळे असं एकदम मागे पडलेल्या स्टुडंट सारखं वाटत होतं.
नाही बरोबर, काही हरकत नाही. म्हणूनच आपण रोज भेटतो ना इथे, तर ते भेटणं गरजेचं आहे. पुन्हा इथे येणं गरजेचं आहे, जेणेकरून आपल्याला त्या गोष्टी होतील व्यवस्थित. काहीच हरकत नाही. एनीबडी एल्स वॉन्ट्स टू शेअर समथिंग रिलेटेड टू टुडेज टॉपिक, रिलेटेड टू सम takeaways, so that it becomes clear to us, all of us, that there is something, that is a central theme line, right, of every chapter or every topic. There is a central theme. We need to really understand whether that central theme is understood or not. If it is not understood, when we speak, I come to know that, oh, that point is not yet communicated. So then I can reiterate that. That's the only purpose. Nothing else.
This mind has projected the world, so mind should be cut off.
Correct. Sridevi, yes, you are getting it. So it is that mind. It is mind which is projecting the world. What happens? We try to do. We tend to reject the world. Actually, that is what all these so-called sannyasis, what they do, they renounce the world. That is also one way of doing it. They renounce the world. They go to jungle and they get to Himalayas, and then they try to get rid of. They don't try to come in closer with the woman and all that. See, they are all instead of winning over the indriyas, the 5 senses, they tend to reject. That rejection becomes an obstacle in their path, because anything that you reject whatever you resist will actually persist. So here, what is the central theme? Very beautifully spoken by Sridevi ji here. What is they are trying to tell us in this Sthiti Prakaran, that look, what is happening, that this world is not real. That is something which we have been hearing it n number of times. N number of times it is being said. That this is unreal world. Now, this unreal world, how do we drop it? How do we make ourselves understand this? So he said that if you try to reject that, if you try to renounce that world, then you will not be able to, then it is a very harder part. See, this is exactly what Sangeeta ji also spoke, that you identify the weaker thing. There is the weaker thing or the root cause of that. If you eliminate the root cause, then then you will be able to eliminate the thing. So what they are saying here, that to renounce the world here. If you put an effort to renounce the world, then probably you will not get. Instead of that, what you do, the root cause of renouncing this world is the mind, because mind is what is projected this world, although unreal, but it has been projected by the mind. So it is like you eliminate this mind. It is like we are watching a movie. Yeah, what we are trying to do, we are trying to go and we are trying to do something with things which are there outside where you are watching the movie. Instead of that, what is here in the central theme line is that switch off projector.
Yeah.
Switch off projector. What is projecting that movie in front of you? Switch off the projector. The project is your mind. So if you eliminate your mind, you dissolve your mind, the Jagat, that universe which is projected by the mind, will automatically disappear. That is what we need to really work upon, because even if you try to go and tear that parda and whatever that is, no, that canvas, what will happen? The projector will still project it on the wall. Just by removing the canvas will not help us. So just renouncing the world will not help us, because the impressions of that still will be there in your mind, and your mind will continuously to project the world. It will recreate that canvas in the mind itself. It will recreate that world which is there projected by the mind. It's a wise to eliminate the mind itself, so that the projection itself stops, and then you're automatically free from the sufferings of the world. That is what the takeaway, that is what the theme that is it is in this Sthiti Prakaran, it is trying to explain. So that is what I want to hear. But anyway, that's fine. We already said it. Anybody else has any other takeaway? And there is nothing to get upset if you do not get it. That's okay. And always ask the question. It is not that always we need to just express it. We can also ask the questions and then get it clarified. There is nothing wrong in asking question as such. है ना? ठीक है. Any other sharing that we'd like to share here? Any other questions? If not, then we'll conclude this session today. आज का यह सत्र हम लोग इसमें समापन करते हैं. जय गुरुदेव.
Very good.